Hello people, how are we? I'm coming at you with a little story time video today about why I'm in my own room on an NHS ward. The answer to that question is because they saw this hat and decided that I was clinically insane and to keep me away from the rest of the patients. No, that is not the reason. No, so in my previous video I mentioned that my medication was stopped very suddenly off the whim of a doctor, and that led to a bit of a physical decline, but it also led to quite a significant mental health decline, and that went hand in hand with the medication being stopped, but also with the environment in which I was in. So as I'm sure most of you are aware, on a hospital ward, it works on a bay system where you are in a bay with 4 to 5 other individuals. Now, in the ward I'm in, which is the gastroenterology ward, that focuses on the intestines, the kidneys and the liver. And I was in a ward with 3 recovering alcoholics and an individual who had such severe pain and such severe issues that he was screaming in pain all night, bless him. It was awful. All of them were in significant pain, some of which seemed chronic and constant, bless them. And the pain, the screaming, the crying, that gave me some serious night terrors and some serious horrible thoughts when all you can hear is screaming and crying and pain. And I had to get out of that room. And there was a night where I just went out at 3 AM and I just sat in the corridor with the night staff nurses. I just sat with them because I had to be around some normal people. I had to be around some sanity because I couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. The individual who I was opposite, bless him, and he's from the same town I'm, he's from Whitby, or he lives in Whitby. I don't think he'll be going back. Because he's at a point where he has just accepted his death, and the doctors informed him of same, and I overheard that conversation about him and his prospects, and that really got to me because I could not be around that when that happens. I really couldn't be. It was awful. It was awful to hear, and just the prospect of maybe having to be around that, it was awful. So I detailed my concern to the sister in charge, and she was so helpful and got me into this room on my own, and then referred me to the site team who have put in my notes about being in a room on my own, especially when being around recovering alcoholics or alcoholics who aren't recovering. And they got me swapped to someone who's more appropriate to be in that bay, and things have improved exponentially since. My observations were up, my heart rate was up, my blood pressure was up, my temperature was up, and as soon as I got moved into this space, they're all levelled. I think it's such a commentary on environment and mental well-being and how that is key in recovery in terms of health, and sometimes it's just not possible. Well, there goes a train again, ladies and gentlemen, from yesterday. It's not possible for everyone to be in a room like this, and I'm so lucky that I am, because this is the best place for me to improve, for me to physically keep going in the right direction, which I am doing, thankfully. But yeah, being on a gastro ward with liver, kidney patients, often whom are middle-aged and drug/alcohol dependent, and I'm a 25-year-old non-drinker, and just being around those people, being around that environment, given things that have occurred in my life, it was awful. It was awful, and I could see it having an effect on my loved ones. I could see when my girlfriend come to visit me that being in that environment for her wasn't nice. I could see that when my mum and my brother were there, that they hated being in that room, and they were only there to see me and to make sure I was okay. And putting them in that situation was awful. It was awful. I hated putting them in that situation. My brother compared the noises that one fella was making to a cowing calf. Bless them all, those individuals, but I could not be around that any longer. And thankfully, my concerns were heard. The psych team saw me. People understood my issues, my frustration. I've just had a word with the surgeon, and he's assured me that I will be in this room up until the point of my surgery. And post-surgery, they will look again to put me in a side room. Thank them all. Thank you so much to them all, because this is the key to my recovery. Just having my space, having my energy, being able to focus on positive things and being able to move in the right direction is so valuable to getting better, which is what I am going to do, even if I am wearing a funny hat, which I can't repeat what one of the nurses said about. But yeah, so that's a little story time update. Peace out, mother lovers.